Dolphins Tyreek Hill receives costly divorce update from ex-wife Keeta Vaccaro amid legal battle. For Tyreek Hill, life off the field has been anything but routine, as intense personal battles now rival his high-stakes performance on game day. In April this year, Hill's ex-wife, Keeta Vaccaro, filed for divorce from the Dolphins wideout. Yes, just a day after a dispute over parental responsibilities. Vaccaro reportedly accused Hill of not being involved enough with their infant daughter, Capri. The wideout reportedly became upset, threw a laptop to the floor, and grabbed their daughter, stating, "I have the same rights as a father as her as a mother, and I can take my baby whenever I want." Although no physical altercation occurred and no arrests were made, the situation led to Vaccaro seeking legal separation. In the aftermath, Vaccaro alleged that Hill had not provided temporary spousal or child support. Besides, he didn't agree to a custody arrangement for their daughter. Fast forward to now, and the legal battle has intensified between the couple. Per Daily Mail's report, Hill is forced to pay an eye-popping figure to his ex-wife for their marriage. Right now, Hill is handing over $20,000 to $50,000 per month just to maintain Vaccaro's lifestyle. On top of that, he's also paying a one-time $500,000 check she can use for expenses or legal bills. Then there's the $457,517 toward her lawyers. She initially asked for over $1.1 million, but the judge ruled that amount was excessive, plus a $100,000 car allowance. She also gets to stay in their $5.5 million Miami condo, with Hill covering mortgage, insurance, utilities, and internet, plus health insurance for her and their baby. These staggering payments represent Hill's ongoing financial responsibility to maintain his ex-wife's lifestyle while the divorce proceedings continue. The wideout will cover her living expenses, legal fees, and basic needs, sure. But it doesn't include the final settlement, which could still run into millions. On top of that, Vaccaro had made some of the more expensive demands, but the judge blocked those requests, limiting Hill's financial obligations to a more reasonable level. Ever since the dispute between Tyreek Hill and Keeta Vaccaro at their Miami residence, the couple has submitted 133 documents. However, the Dolphins wideout finally got some relief last week, when Judge Spencer Multack blocked some of his ex-wife's costlier demands. Vaccaro had requested to keep Hill's $200,000 Bentley Bentayga, but the judge denied that, instructing her to find a new car and allowing her to bill Hill $100,000 toward it instead. Besides, the judge ordered the wideout to continue covering all debts, taxes, insurance, utilities, and internet for the marital condo, along with health insurance for Vaccaro and their daughter, Capri. However, his August 15th ruling denied Vaccaro's request to regain her debit card and access to Hill's bank accounts, drawing a clear line on what financial control she could exercise. The reason? Well, Judge Multack wrote, the wife testified, consistent with her husband, that after the parties separated, she paid off her student loans with the husband's debit card. The husband testified that this expenditure, along with the wife's transfer of debit card funds to her mother, prompted him to restrict the wife's access to the debit cards. While relationship drama isn't exactly breaking news for the Dolphins wideout, no doubt. But how long will this legal battle with his ex-wife drag on? That's still anyone's guess. The South Florida sun has never shied from burning bright, but for Tyreek Hill, the Miami Dolphins star receiver, it feels as though the glare lately hasn't come from the sky above, but from the courtroom. Known as Cheetah for his blistering speed, Hill has built a reputation as one of the most electrifying players in the NFL. Yet while his on-field sprints mesmerize fans, it's the legal hurdles off the field that have him caught in a race he can't win by sheer velocity. This week, Hill received a costly divorce update from his ex-wife, Keeta Vaccaro, a development that adds another chapter to a saga stretching far beyond the gridiron. What was once a romance filled with Miami nights, luxury cars, and public smiles has transformed into a legal battle thick with financial stakes and emotional weight. The rise of a power couple. Tyreek Hill and Keeta Vaccaro's story once fit neatly into the mold of modern celebrity romances. He, a record-setting receiver breaking defenses and redefining speed. She, A savvy entrepreneur with ties to sports royalty, her brother Keeta Vaccaro carved his own career in the NFL. Together, they were a pairing of ambition and glamour. Social media carried snapshots of their life: yachts off Biscayne Bay, courtside NBA appearances, charity events where they posed arm in arm. When they wed, it seemed like the culmination of a partnership built not just on love but on the shared spotlight of athletic fame. But like many high-profile relationships, cracks appeared where fans saw perfection. Rumors swirled, tempers reportedly flared, and soon the headlines shifted from touchdowns to turbulence. The legal marathon. The latest divorce update came with a sting. According to legal filings, Keeta Vaccaro has pursued a significant financial settlement, one that could reshape the structure of Hill's fortune. Sources close to the matter described the update as costly, with implications for alimony, property division, and even residual investments tied to Hill's contracts and endorsements. The NFL is no stranger to messy divorces and financial disputes, but for Hill, the timing feels particularly punishing. At 29, he's in the midst of his prime seasons with the Dolphins, carrying both the weight of personal expectations and the financial load of a record-setting contract. Miami inked him to a 4-year, $120 million deal in 2022, making him one of the highest-paid wide receivers in league history. Now, those millions sit under the microscope of divorce proceedings. The human side of the cheetah. What makes this update more than just numbers and contracts is the human side of it all. Hill, whose on-field grin often masks an intensely competitive spirit, has shown signs of strain. Those close to the team whisper about the distraction, the way court dates and lawyer calls bleed into the meticulous preparation an NFL season demands. For Keeta, the legal battle represents not just money but recognition of her role during their years together. Behind every highlight reel is a partner managing the unseen chaos, family obligations, business ventures, and the whirlwind lifestyle that comes with being tied to an NFL star. Her camp frames the settlement not as greed but as fairness, a bid for balance in a story where she too invested time, energy, and sacrifice. The Dolphins' dilemma. From the perspective of the Miami Dolphins, Hill's divorce is more than tabloid fodder. It's a potential disruption. NFL franchises invest not only in talent but in stability. When a player of Hill's caliber faces off-field issues, it risks bleeding into locker-room focus. Teammates have rallied around him, citing his professionalism, but even head coach Mike McDaniel can't ignore that personal storms sometimes spill over into Sunday afternoons.